supposed to be us. Yeah, you said, I wish you luck with that little music thing that you be doing.
What it do, guys, and welcome back to another installment of Caleb's Corner. Today on Caleb's Corner, we're going to be unleashing a new segment, and it's going to be called the Countdown City Collection. That's going to be where I bring artists from the community into the corner, and we talk about where they're from, what they're about, and how they'd like to grow their brand, right? I'm going to give them a platform to do it, and to start off, our very first Countdown City Collection is going to be the man himself, royalty, Deshaun.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Absolutely, bro. You know what? Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.
For sure.
What do you think it means to be from San Antonio? Give me a little brief description of what your experience has been like.
A lot, bro. Like, especially, like, really growing up here, like, where I grew up, like, on the east side, where it's, like, a lot of, like, meshing of, like, the cultures and races. I think culture probably would be the main word. Mm-hmm. You just get so much culture. You get to, like, you go to, like, quinces, like, as, like, being, like, a little black boy, like, on the east side, you know what I mean? And, like, you go into a quince, multiple, like, you got a bunch of friends having quinces and stuff like that. You just get all the culture, you know what I mean? So that's what's probably the main thing. People from San Antonio just have so much culture. Like, where else do you see where, like, a black family will have, like, an enchilada recipe? You know what I'm saying? Like, here, you run into that. You go to one of your black friends' house, and their mama's making enchiladas, refried beans, and, like, rice, and you're like...
That's a great day for me. I'm going to tell you one thing
culture,
for sure.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
Absolutely.
one of the things that,
something
like
you can experience together.
Really, really. And breakfast tacos, go out of town. Like, go somewhere, go to, like, Kentucky or something. You know, find a breakfast taco. New York, you know, find a breakfast taco. Atlanta. You know, find a breakfast taco. Chicago. These major cities, you're not going to find, like, a bacon, egg, and cheese. You find a bagel and all kind of stuff.
Yo, that's a good point, man.
From here, you make breakfast tacos at home.
Bro, I do make breakfast tacos. I make egg tacos every single day.
Culture. Man. I'm telling you, that's being from San Antonio.
Yeah, that's a great point. I love being from San Antonio, dude.
Oh, me too.
There's a lot of people saying that San Antonio just isn't it. We just haven't had our time yet. And you know what? That's really what stuff like this is about, right? The Countdown City Collection. It's about inspiring our community to do and be better and to bring each other up in the process.
Right.
Because let's put our city on the map. Wouldn't that be lit? You know, I was telling my boy Charles earlier that Houston's got so many superstars. They got Travis Scott. They got Megan Thee Stallion. They got Beyonce. Like, they got so many people out here that are representing, and why can't that be us? You know? Everybody has a community that makes them stronger. Let's make that our community. So, that being said, as someone from San Antonio, you started making music to help you, to inspire you, to be better. When did you start making music in your life?
Probably when I was like 6 or 7.
Okay.
6 or 7, yeah.
Start playing like instruments or?
Kind of, yeah. My dad had a studio in the house. He's recording other artists and stuff back when I was real young. So I would just sit in there and he'd teach me as much as he could. And then by the time I was like 7, I was trying to make beats and stuff like that. And then I was recording like full songs and stuff by the time I was like 11 or 12. Right. I think my first mixtape came out when I was like 12.
Damn, bro.
12 or 13, yeah. I was in like going to 7th grade or something like that, yeah. So it's like, yeah.
Been making music your whole life?
My whole life, yeah. And it was encouraged. Like I said, it was encouraged. Right. Like I said, my dad made music. He's a R&B writer and gospel writer and singer. So he did a lot of that. So just having all the kind of people would come to the house, come to the crib, and he'd be, you know, engineering them and, you know what I mean, coaching them, helping singers and writers write and rappers write. I just sat in there, soaked up as much as I could, and that's really, like, that's why, for the most part, I produce, mix, master, record myself, do everything in the studio, be my own studio hand, everything by myself.
That's incredible.
So, yeah, I mean, my dad was doing all that for other people, so
sure.
He taught me how to do it when I was real young. He said, you gotta know how to do it all, son.
That foundation.
Do it all.
That's incredible, man. And he still helps you to this day when you're mixing and mastering?
No, it doesn't. I don't need his help.
You don't need his help no more.
I'm way better than him now. Nah, I'm just playing. That's my guy. He's still making music.
Of course.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's still
really?
making music. Yeah, he had like a gospel album go like number 20 something on Apple Music last year or something.
That's
like that.
incredible, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I say. He's still doing his thing. So he's still
For
writing
real.
and putting together songs and producing. So yeah, he's
Well, man, let's talk about your music then. You said your dad's a big influence. Would you say that inspiration in your life really helped solidify the type of music that you make today? Or would you say that the music that you listen to, the music that you found on your own, is really what inspired you to create your sound?
I'd probably say 70-30. Mostly the music that I listen to on my own. My dad thinks like a lot of the stuff that we listen to that we like was like garbage. Like I like Kanye West when I was a little boy.
True.
And he liked Jay-Z and Biggie. Like he's like Kanye's.
He's not.
That wasn't him. That wasn't it for him. So you know what I mean? Like I take a lot of my inspiration, especially with trying to make beats on my own and stuff like that. Kind of say Kanye for the most part, and then like I said, I admire like a bunch of artists and rappers. I clearly got like a Tyler the Creator shirt on. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's my guy. I love his music, and you know what I mean. The way he mix, master, produce, write all his own music too. So some pretty big influences: Kanye, Tyler,
Definitely.
Jay-Z, Wayne, Lil Wayne. When I was a little boy, man, I was trying to tie the bandana around my head like Wayne too.
You was?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah,
I
man.
wanted dreads, but my mom wouldn't let me have them.
Dang. And that's crazy. You can't do it by yourself,
Not as a youngin'. You gotta
Not
ask.
as a youngin'. Did you ever get dreads?
No.
No. Did you ever get them?
Probably
Hell yeah.
soon.
Go for it, bro.
Yeah, right?
Pop off, man.
I might.
You know what? Check out his Instagram. We're gonna drop it on the screen.
To see when he get dreads.
Hop it up a little bit,
Hey, we're waiting on your dreads, bro.
Hey, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
You said on Caleb's Corner on this day that he was gonna get them.
Right.
I've been waiting.
Remind me. Yeah, on Reddit / remind me in 30 days. For sure.
That little bot would come back.
Right. Today's the day. Where's your dreads? No, for sure.
Well, that's cool, man. Oh, that's awesome. So as far as your music, you got a lot of music out. You've been making music forever, dude. And I was listening to some of your discography.
Mm-hmm.
I would say my favorite song that you have right now is Us, bro.
Wow.
Real talk, dude. Real talk. I found that at an interesting time. I was like, supposed to be us? Oh.
It did something to your soul?
I was like, still laying me down, 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 holding me up. Ooh.
You got me dead, bro.
Bro, ooh.
I'm gonna need this clip to post the other day. He's singing that like that.
Ooh, bro. So that's obviously my favorite song. What would you say is your favorite song?
You can't pick, man. It's like having a whole bunch of kids. You know what I mean? Like it's like
True.
what's your favorite. Even though I'm my mom's favorite kid from my brother, she says.
That was quick. You see how he said that too? He said you can't pick like your favorite kids, but I'm my mom's favorite kid.
Sure. But anyway, it changes. Like you know what I mean? Like I'd say daily probably. Like each
True.
day, I might have a favorite song for a whole day. Like today is probably. Stunt Double on the Virgo season.
That was good too.
Yeah, it's probably Stunt Double today, but I tell you, yesterday it was probably Us or My Mind, one of the songs of the Girl EP.
Dude, My Mind was good too, man. I really like that one.
Hey, every song I name, are you gonna say it's good?
No, I won't.
Okay, just
and I'm gonna tell
sure.
you why, because I haven't heard all your songs, bro.
Okay, all right.
I couldn't sit here and say, "Oh, that's a banger."
If you didn't know it, we did name 4 really new songs. Like all those songs just came out within. Like,
well, that's my thing. Is like I want to hear your new stuff. You know, I could go back and listen to your old stuff, but you could also tell me about it. So that's another question that I'm going to lead into a little bit later. But let's continue. So your song just changes all the time. Your favorite song, and is it more just because you noticing new elements, or is it like, oh, well, that was in the past and this is something new?
It's more just a vibe, right? Like they all are a representation of like how you felt in that moment, like of whatever song it was. Some of them, like some moments, even be kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like looking back on some moments, it's like, wow, you really felt that.
Absolutely.
Like, and then you gave it to everybody. Like some people love that, and you hate it. Like you know what I mean? You don't even want to hear it. I won't tell people which songs I hate because they'll be like, "What? That's my favorite song." I listen to it, and then, like it hurt their feelings and stuff. So I don't want to do that. But it's like that. Yeah, like I said, it changes. With the vibe, just with the vibe. Certain times, Us be my jam though. Us is always a pretty consistent. That was my jam before it came out. Yeah, before it came out, I was running that song through the ground. I was
in your car,
in the car, in the headphones, like, and then the excuse was, I'm just making sure it's mixed right. But in reality, I would just be deep in my soul.
Bro, that's a good song. Everybody just go listen to that song. It's my favorite song.
Absolutely.
You know, I'll put it on the screen. It's a great song.
Shout out to the young ladies that worked on that video as well.
Absolutely. You know what? I saw that video too.
Such an amazing job.
It was hard.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Absolutely.
Thank
and
you.
I was like looking on Instagram saying, yo, it's professional out here. It's looking good, bro.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with it. And I'm in the fields. How is that happening?
Yeah. You was having that much fun and in your feels. That's what I like though.
Yeah.
Because it's a bop still too. Like you not in your head, but you
feeling it.
thinking about her or him.
You know, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
But it's a good song regardless. I think everybody should go check it out. So, as far as, like I said, we were going to get into it a little bit later. As far as your music and how it's evolved, what would you say is something that over time you've noticed has gotten progressively better? Is it like your mixing? Would you say it's the way that you write your lyrics? You know, what's a certain trait that you've acquired throughout your... You said you started in 7th grade, you know? It's been a while. So, what's been the best part of this journey? And what's been something that you're the most proud of your growth?
That's a great question. I never been asked such a cerebral question like that. But it's like, to answer it, I'd probably say my ability to sit down with nothing, right? Like to sit down with absolutely nothing and say, I feel this. I'm going to produce this, write this, and then perform this all off this emotion that I feel right now,
right.
Or this subject or this thing that just happened to me right now. I think that when I was younger, I would tell like my friends like I just got lucky like that time because they'd be like that's a nice bar, you got into a nice flow, nice rhythm, and I just say I got lucky. Like I just started writing and then it just kind of like fell into place.
Yeah.
But I think these days I'm more. Like purposeful with my approach, like this song is gonna be about this. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
This song is gonna be heart compelling. This song is gonna be what I want. Like women to say they getting dressed, like to go somewhere, like and you know what I mean? Like so like I said, just having that idea in mind before you, like when you have nothing, like no beat, no verses written, no nothing. You sit down with a blank canvas and then say, I'm going to make a blank song, and you make that. I think that's gotten, because like you said, it's a lot of music. So just with that being said, you make music, right? You end up like, okay, I got 10 songs like this. I have 20 songs like this. Maybe I should make a song like this. Maybe I should make a song about this. You run out of subjects and you run out of things like that. So you start trying to really like get deep with it, you know what I mean? And that's where you get something like Us, where it's like that's as deep as I could really go, and that's why I feel like so many people relate to it, because everybody has that sort of situation that they feel that way about. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's not just like I don't know when we was kids, do your chain hang low, do it wobble to the floor.
Right.
Like that was hard when we was kids, but it's like how many songs do we know about chains? Like how many songs do we know about watches and things like that? So it's like I try to make something else. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, that was a great answer, bro. I loved that. As far as the music that has inspired you, you've already said your favorite artists, right? Is there anything that you'd like to see change in the music industry today? Just I feel like so many things are released, and Drake just dropped an album, Kanye just dropped an album, but it's been a good amount of time in between that. Would you say that you want artists to drop more? Would you say you want them to drop less? Is there something that you would change in the industry right now?
It's just the formula of the way the music is released right now is just so weird, right? Like it's like the more music you release, the better chance you have of getting more streaming, because it's more songs. So essentially it generates more streams. So it's like that in itself, like the payouts for streaming are horrible. Like one stream is like a penny% of a penny. Like 1% of a penny or something. I think it's like 3/100th places away from, or 3/10 places away from the decimal. Yeah, that's a lot, bro. That
is a ridiculous amount. That's like 1,000 streams is a penny.
Right, to get a real like dollar or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's horrible, bro. So, yeah, it's horrible. So it's like that, and it's like, you have artists like, I don't think Drake should have released a 22 song album, or what was it, 23 songs? Like
The Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah,
it was a pretty good amount of
that was
songs.
a hell of a lot of songs, right? And it's like you didn't have to do that. He could have condensed it a little bit. The streaming game.
That's kind of my thing too. Is
Donda's like 30 songs.
Donda
Part twos are separated. He could have just made one long song. He's part two.
I did
at the end of the album.
At the end of the album too, it was
That's
almost
crazy.
the same song.
It was like 4 part twos. Kanye's parts are the same on those songs too. Only the features part change.
That's pretty interesting.
The game is messed up, bro. People are releasing the same songs that they released years ago again
to get those streams
on new projects to get. It's just I don't like it. The only person I like who does it the right way is Chris Brown. He'll release a 60-song album where each song is different. Ain't no remix, ain't no nothing. He's giving you.
He does do all that
Chris
stuff.
Brown. He's dancing, putting out videos of each song.
It's kind of insane,
He's the
bro.
GOAT. Yeah, he's insane. Yeah, I want to be like him one day.
I think it's incredible, because that's something I wanted to bring up with you as well, is how you said that your ability to take an idea from nothing and turn it into something that you can present to the world is incredible. I think that as artists, it's a unique ability. It's not something that everybody is born with. It's something that you have to recognize that you have it, and then you actually have to develop it. You can't just. Some people are aficionados, and some people are, absolute prodigies, but at the end of the day, you're not just going to be incredible at something. You got to get better at it, and as you've done with your entire life, you've grown, and I think it's so incredible that a person can take something from scratch and turn it into a finished product.
Yeah.
No,
I appreciate that, bro. Again, like I said, it started with doing a whole bunch of the same thing over and over again. Then it became like a challenge almost. We would be like with friends and family, and they'd say like, look at that sign over there. Can you rap those numbers? Can you rap can you just start with the color purple? And continue rapping. Yeah, and it's like that little like seed that was planted turned into like, I could do this on my own. I could think of, it doesn't have to just be like the typical rap song, you know what I mean? I could
absolutely
try to really invoke something that people feel, you know what I mean? Talk about a real relative situation.
And that is art, I feel like, truly, is invoking the emotion that you felt in someone else. And then them relating it to their own life and learning. That's
literally the game that I play, and that I like when I run into conversations like this, like where you said, I was listening to us, I was in my feels, I was really thinking about it. But people are really telling me, nah, for real, I was just going through it with my ex and da-da-da-da, my baby daddy was da-da-da-da-da, and you dropped us and it really just da-da-da-da, now we back together, and it was like, oh, well, look, that's great, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you, that my pain turned into your, you know what I mean?
You're happy ever after.
Right, because Us isn't a happy song, by any means. It's very sad.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But it's dope. What I'm saying? So it's I'm glad that turned into that's how I see people people send me videos all the time, Snapchat, Instagram videos, they be in their car listening to it, singing it, smiling and stuff, and it's I was not smiling when I was making it, when I was writing this song. Yeah, instead of holding me down, you was holding me up. That's
right.
Heartbreaking conclusion to come to. But again, like I said, the fact that invokes joy out of certain people, in certain community, that makes me happy. It's well, that's great.
Hey man, if you can get something from it and it's good, take it.
Right.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
That. Yeah.
And that's a great thing. People need to do more of that. Finding things that are hard and hurtful, but finding the beautiful joys in it.
Right, the silver lining.
Absolutely. We talk about that a lot on Caleb's Corner for everybody who's a frequent here. We talk about the silver linings and just taking the cards that you've been dealt and making the best hand out of it.
Right.
And you know what? Sometimes you don't got no cards. That's okay though. Just get some new ones.
Right. Let the
change it up.
Thing. Yeah.
Shuffle. Life will come and it'll go. But at the end of the day, do your best, be positive, and it'll come back around. Because I promise you, things come back around. You ever see someone who just really gets their due and it makes you feel real good? Sometimes they don't get their due and it makes you feel real bad. Well, either they did something really, really good at the beginning of their life, or they got a lot of bad things coming at the end of their life, because it's all about patience. So, dude, as far as your art and your craft, I appreciate it, you know? And
Thank you.
personally on my channel, I like to look at people's art, and I like to draw lessons from it. That's what Caleb's Corner was created out of, you know, was looking at movies, looking at television, looking at music, and drawing the ideas from them, learning from the mistakes of the main characters, and adapting your life to, of course, not make mistakes. Everybody is going to make mistakes. We're only human. But to at least go into your life with a little bit more awareness, and to understand that mistakes happen and learn from them, you know? I feel like a lot of times when people make mistakes, they just put themselves down, and they don't realize that redemption is hard, but it's possible. It's not impossible. And so because they think it's impossible, they just don't try. And I mean, what kind of a world is that? People just stop trying. It'd be a pretty shitty one, you know? And we live in a pretty shitty world already. Like, I don't want it to get any worse. Let's just start working a little bit harder to be a little bit nicer, and it'll get a little bit better. Easy. As far as what you'd like to talk about, do you have any new music that you're working on? Stuff that your fans should be expecting?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a tape soon. I'm gonna drop 2 things.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop probably 3 things. I'm gonna drop Sincerely Deshaun 2. I'm gonna drop another mixtape, a follow-up, Sincerely Deshaun 1. And then we'll drop, I think I want to drop something in between there, like, and then I'm gonna drop The Crown, the album, the follow-up to King. And that'll be probably at the top of the year.
At top of the year.
Yeah, so we'll probably drop 2 things before the year's up. And this is September already, so
Right.
I'm talking about we'll probably drop, I won't say what month, but probably real soon.
We got October, November, December. So, guys, just be on the lookout. You know, we got a lot of new things working. And that's, I love to hear that, man. You got a lot of projects coming. So they just don't really stop, right?
They have.
Yeah.
The redemption, shit, you got to take your time sometimes. You know what I mean? You got to chill out. Yeah, I
As
have
my
to
fans
chill.
at Caleb's Corner know, sometimes we chill. It's been a while since I've even dropped an episode, but a very important thing that we like to establish here is that you just don't stop.
No,
you know?
you don't.
You don't stop. If you love something, if you believe in it, just keep going.
Yeah.
And if you believe in it enough, maybe you can make it your source of income. And that's living the dream.
That's everybody's goal, right?
You know, that's living the dream, bro.
Do what they love and make it their source of income. You know what I mean? Like, that's everybody's dream. But like you said, you gotta live your life. If you didn't stop podcasting sometimes to just be Caleb, like, you wouldn't have nothing to talk about when you came in here.
Good
Like,
points.
you know what I'm saying? If you podcasted every single day and was like, this is what I did today, this is what I did today, this is what I did today, this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow. When you came in here, by Friday, you'd be like, I've talked about everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to live. And that's the same thing with, like, making music. I can't be in the studio, like, every single day. Or the song's going to start sounding like I was in the studio every single day.
Yeah.
Like, I might not drop a project for 6 months sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, you got to live that life. You know what I mean? Live life. And
yeah, bro.
you get the ideas flowing.
I'm so glad you said that.
Ain't nothing wrong with a break, bro. You need a break to be your best, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Take some
Distance
time.
makes the heart grow fonder. So they say, take some distance from the podcast.
That's a good thing, bro. You know what? Casey Neistat, he's one of the most successful YouTubers of all time. He was on an interview recently, and he said that. He was like, I was so obsessed with trying to present that I had the perfect life that I forgot to stop living my life. He was like, I would spend 6 hours a day editing, and a majority of my day was just filming. And I had no time for my family. I forgot to stop living because I was so obsessed with trying to live the perfect life.
Yes, sir.
And it's like, man, you could look like you're having the coolest time in the world. You could be the most successful person. But at the end of the day, like, are you happy? Are you taking the time to enjoy your success? Are you actually content? And that if you stop, you won't lose it. Because grinding to a point where you're grinding bone, that's not a healthy grind anymore. You know? Sometimes it's okay to take a break. So I'm glad you said that, man. You know, real talk.
For real, I hate that rise and grind culture, that let's get this bread today, go sleep while I'm dead culture. Like,
Ouch.
I hate that because it's like, nah, you gotta live. You might just die. Like, nobody lives forever. You mess around, be grind, then you die, and you be like, oh, I wish I had time with my family. You know what I'm saying? I wish I spent time with my dog, like with my cat, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
I just admire how beautiful a kitten was for 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of your day. Because it's like, no, you be on your work laptop all day, do the work all day, you do the, you know what I'm saying? Like all day, then you do school all day, then you know what I'm saying? You don't call your mom, you don't call your grandma, like, and be like, Granny, what's popping? Like, you know what I mean? How you living?
Check on everybody.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like that grind culture. Let's get this bread. It's like, no, get the bread, but slow down.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Think about your life. That bread ain't gonna mean nothing when you know what I mean? 6 feet deep in an expensive coffin.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, take your breaks. Don't be mad at taking no breaks. I take breaks from making music all the time. You have a bunch of people in your phone and all kind of stuff. When's the music coming out? When's it? And it's like, dog, I'm at Fiesta, Texas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm with my family, you know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
You know.
Well, Deshaun, man, I can't tell you how much it meant to have you on, bro. Countdown City Collection. Be on the lookout, guys. We just started and we definitely are not done. So as far as things that we learned today from Deshaun, let's run it back real quick, right? We learned that it's okay to take your time. We learned that we got new music coming out, right?
Music. Virgo season's out now.
Virgo season's out now. If you haven't listened to it, check it out. We're going to drop his Instagram in the bio. We're going to drop it on the screen. All of his information is on his link. So just check that out. But thank you so much, bro.
Of course, bro. Thank you for having me, for real.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great conversation. To everybody who stayed, watched, listened, and learned, I appreciate you so much. You guys are what makes Caleb's Corner great. And let's make our community great, right? So as always, I'm Caleb Cam 2. I appreciate all of you. And this was Caleb's Corner. We out, guys. Peace. Thanks so much.
Peace.